Congrats, and thank you for downloading the Bingeable Clients Attraction template. I'm Kat Feliciano, and right off the bat, let's get one thing straight. This isn't just a regular fill in the blank template that attracts people to you. No, you just got your hands on a complete recalibration of how you create demand, attract premium buyers, and position yourself as the only logical choice, not one of many, to your premium ideal clients, the ones who you actually want to work with. And the best part, you don't have to overhaul your entire strategy. No burning everything down. You don't have to start over. Just make a few precise messaging shifts that change everything. Because I know you're not here to play small. You're here to trailblaze, lead, work with high caliber clients who move fast, pay in full, and get insane results. So I bet you're wondering, why does it feel like she's only showing up once in a blue moon? Here's the truth. She's already in your audience, whether you run ads or post on socials. She's seeing you. She's just not seeing your offer as a must-have right now. And the only reason that's happening, your messaging isn't structured for how premium clients make decisions. That's exactly what we're shifting today. This isn't about fixing your content. It's about calling her, your premium client, forward. It's about understanding the tiny but critical shifts that turn a post from something people scroll past into something that stops them cold and makes them move. Because once you see how simple these shifts are, you won't believe how much money you've been leaving on the table. So let's get into it. Because your next level of sales, ease, and demand starts right here. So this is the first mistake I see. Essentially, you're talking to low ticket buyers or non-premium clients without even realizing it. So if your content isn't speaking to premium buyers, it's repelling them. And most of the time, you don't even realize you're doing it. Here's what's happening. You think you're creating demand, but you're actually just convincing, right? And that convincing energy in your content is what attracts the slow, hesitant, low ticket buyers who need to be handheld through every step of the process. So if you're doing things like focusing on pain points too much, making their life seem completely awful before your offer will only attract people in desperation, not people ready to scale, right? If you speak to a disempowered version of your dream client, premium buyers don't resonate with "you can't make sales" messaging. No, they resonate with "here's how you scale" messaging. So are you picking up what I'm putting down? Right? Another way that you are repelling your premium client is if you over-explain, use industry jargon, you educate too much in your content, aka still convincing or proving your value, or if all you do is clutter your content with proof, right, or screenshots. So instead of positioning your offer as a must-have through the messaging, or using hype tactics, so more bonuses, the sort of pick me energy, that doesn't work. Or creating urgency that feels forced, right? Your premium buyers don't need to be convinced, right? All they need to feel is certainty that your offer will actually solve their problem. So your content should never ever feel like a sales pitch, right? It should feel like the next logical step for someone who already knows they need this. And when you shift from convincing to leading, the right premium clients don't hesitate, they move. So if you shift the way you speak, you shift the way you position your offer, and you shift how you write your content. And that's how you go from chasing to magnetizing the ones who are ready to move now. And the next piece is mistake number 2 that I always see is you don't have bingeable messaging. So it's kind of why it slows down sales for you and why even premium buyers are slower to move. So let me start off by saying that premium buyers don't need to be nurtured. They don't need to engage with every post. They don't need to ask you a bunch of questions. Their buying behavior is this. They show up, They binge whatever you have out there, and when they're ready, they buy fast. That's it. They just want to go pay. But here's the problem. If your messaging isn't structured in a way that allows them to like binge and self-sell themselves, you're forcing them into a longer decision-making process than necessary. And in that delay, that's where you lose her to someone else, to someone who has a clean, compact, cohesive content and messaging strategy that makes it crystal clear what they do for her, how they're serving her, and why they're the only choice. So if your messaging isn't bingeable, it'll be something like, it'll be disjointed, right? There won't be a clear flow, no obvious next step. And whether you run ads, whether you do email marketing, whether you post on social media, whether you have a blog, whatever it is, that messaging needs to be aligned through your sales pages, through your ad copy, through your DM conversations. It cannot be scattered, right? So if they don't connect, they don't reinforce, then it doesn't build demand together. And the next step is if you don't have a bingeable ecosystem. So premium buyers need something to go all in on, right? So this looks like it could be, I like to say episodic content. So whether it's a podcast, a micro content series, something that takes them from start to finish through your world and your transformation, something that so I like to call it belief shifting content. So in a sequence that makes them certain that you're the right person through that energy exchange. So this is exactly why I created my Binge and Buy Secret podcast, because premium buyers find me through activational posts, binge my micro podcast, and by the time they are done, they DM me and they're already sold. I don't have to sit on a call to convince anyone. I don't get price objections, right? So this is because they've already moved themselves. And a lot of the time, you'll have an experience like, you're super excited, right? So let's say that you are a consultant or a coach and you're launching a new offer, right? You're very excited because this offer has created results for your one-to-one clients before. Maybe it's your one-to-many offer, and then you launch it, maybe you do some stories, maybe you throw it up on an ad, and it's practically crickets. You almost can't believe it because, maybe a week later, after you continue to push it, you get what? I don't know, 3 to 4 people jumping in, and it's the same people who always jump in. I mean, of course, you're amazing at what you do. Of course, they're going to come back. But what I'm trying to say is, when someone new is introduced to your world, all of a sudden it becomes very difficult for you to immediately translate your value to them in a way that makes them want in. And it's crazy because that your offers are actually 3 times more what you're charging, and that other coach who has maybe half the level of your genius is selling out. This is because your messaging does not match currently your level of genius. Again, your messaging is not currently matching your level of genius. And until you fix this, until you fix that creating demand, you will continue to be passed over. Your premium client will continue to scroll past and go to that other person. And that's how you end up with people who are not premium buyers, right? The people who need convincing, the people who need 3 months of nurturing, the people who tell you that they've already invested, or they need to see an ROI before they can make another investment. The people who will tell you that they need to think about it. The people who will say that they have 2 other coaches right now that are promising the same results that she needs to see first. So those are the people you will continue to end up with unless you fix your messaging, not creating demand. And listen to me, as someone who runs ads as my primary source of audience growth, I can tell you right now, it's not a visibility problem. More people won't fix this. your conversion will stay the same. More posting won't fix this. More content marketing will not fix this. So this is exactly what I see 9 times out of 10. It's someone's messaging that is preventing them from making the kind of money that they want. So if you're doing any of these things, again, it's no surprise that you end up with buyers who are slow to decide, hard to convert, and even harder work inside your offers, right? And that makes your business feel heavy. They drain you. They're the ones asking a million questions, second guessing their investment, needing more proof, more convincing, where you become like their sun and the moon and the stars. Like they need you to even function. And meanwhile, your premium buyers, the ones who are moving quick, who come in ready, who get exactly what you do immediately, and they're like, I'm in, are passing you by. So, if you want to scale in 2025, you need to make sure that you understand that this is where the industry is going. The shift is already happening. I mean, you probably saw some of this in 2024, but in 2025, it's accelerating. That gap between how premium buyers who are jumping in and ready to go and non-premium buyers are purchasing is getting wider, because what is happening is we are I don't like to say trust recession, but we're in a more sophisticated market. So premium buyers are practicing more discernment when they make that decision making process. So unless your content is tight, unless it flows, unless you show up in certainty about how your offer is not the same as that next person who they may have invested in before and didn't work for them, they will move on to someone else. And at this point, I know you've already felt the shift. And at this point, you know that even small tweaks in your messaging can drastically change who shows up to your sales calls, who shows up in your DMs, who jumps into your email list. And if any of this has clicked for you, it's because you're realizing that this is the missing piece. I hope you enjoy this freebie and I hope you implement it. What my goal here with the way that I've laid out this freebie is to allow you to, first of all, understand exactly who you're speaking to, how to translate your value to them, and how to call them forward, because that's where it starts. And if you're ready to move past and jump into fixing your messaging, please DM me the word premium over on Instagram, or you can simply send me an email at kat@bingemenow.com to see if working together at a deeper level is the right move for you at this moment. Again, no pressure. It's just a conversation to see if the missing link between where you are now and the premium ready to move clients you should be attracting already is what you need. Thank you so much for listening to this, and I will see you on the inside.